Have you ever wondered what your pet might say if they could talk? It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? A world where animals aren't just our companions, but also our conversational partners. Picture this. You're sitting on your couch, sipping your morning coffee, and your cat strolls in. Instead of the usual purring or meowing, she looks up at you and asks, "Why do you always drink that bitter liquid every morning?" Or imagine taking your dog for a walk, and instead of barking at the squirrel up the tree, he turns to you and says, "I don't really understand why I chase those furry creatures. It's just instinct, I guess." But let's not limit ourselves to household pets. What about the birds chirping outside your window? What if, instead of just a beautiful melody, they were sharing stories of their high-flying adventures, or discussing the weather patterns? Or consider the silent, majestic deer in the forest. What if they could tell us about the hidden pathways, the secret life of the woods, or their journey through the seasons? Such a world paints an intriguing picture, doesn't it? A world where the boundary between human and animal isn't so stark, where our understanding of animals extends beyond non-verbal cues or behavior patterns. A world that opens a new dialogue, a new perspective, a new understanding of our shared existence on this planet. Now, this might seem like a far-fetched idea. After all, animals don't possess the same language capabilities as humans. But what if they did? What if evolution or technology enabled them to articulate their thoughts in a way we could comprehend? What if we could break down that language barrier and truly understand the thoughts, feelings, and experiences of the animals around us? Such a scenario is packed with potential. It's a doorway to a realm of knowledge and understanding that we've only just begun to scratch the surface of. It's an invitation to imagine, to explore, to question, and to marvel at the complexities of life and the interconnectedness of all beings. Imagine the possibilities, the conversations, the understanding. Animals have their ways of communicating, but what if they could speak our language? Let's delve into the mysterious world of animal communication. Animals, just like us, have a rich tapestry of communication methods, some of which are incredibly complex and intelligent. Take, for instance, the honeybee. These little creatures perform a sophisticated waggle dance to share the location of nectar-rich flowers with their hive mates. The dance's direction, duration, and intensity all provide crucial information. Imagine if we could decode this intricate dance into human language. Would we then be privy to the secrets of the most delicious flowers? Now consider the African elephant. These gentle giants communicate using low-frequency rumbles that can travel miles, enabling them to stay in touch with family members over vast distances. What family news could they be sharing? The birth of a new calf, perhaps, or the location of a lush, green feeding ground. If we could translate these rumbles, would we gain insights into their close-knit family dynamics? Then there are dolphins, renowned for their intelligence and their extensive vocal range. Their communication includes clicks, whistles, and body movements. Some scientists believe that each dolphin has a unique whistle, much like our names, and they use this to identify one another. If we could interpret these whistles, would we be introduced to a dolphin named Flipper, or maybe one called Echo? Each of these examples demonstrates the intricate and intelligent ways in which animals communicate with each other. They have their own languages, full of nuance and meaning, just as we do. However, our understanding is limited to the surface, with much of their communication remaining a mystery to us. Their language is complex, but what if we could comprehend each other more explicitly? If animals could talk, the world as we know it would change dramatically. Imagine the kind of relationships we might forge with our pets if they could express their thoughts in words. Picture your dog telling you about its day, or your cat expressing its disdain for the new brand of cat food you bought. Even our interactions with wildlife would transform. We could potentially have conversations with birds in our backyard or squirrels in the park. Our understanding of their experiences, their emotions, and their thoughts would deepen and change the way we relate to them. Speaking animals would also revolutionize our perception of animal intelligence. We humans often place ourselves atop the hierarchy of intelligence, primarily because of our language capabilities. But what if animals could articulate complex thoughts and ideas? We would have to reevaluate our understanding of intelligence and acknowledge that it exists in more forms than we currently recognize. And then there's the ethical dimension. If animals could express their needs, their desires, and their fears, we would have to rethink our treatment of them. From farming and hunting practices to how we treat our pets, we'd have to take into account their perspectives and possibly make significant changes to ensure their well-being. The ethical considerations would be immense and far-reaching. However, as we've seen throughout history, with every advancement comes a new set of challenges. Just as we've had to grapple with the ethical implications of technological advancements, we'd have to navigate the moral labyrinth that talking animals would present. But let's not forget the incredible opportunities this would present for scientific discovery, for fostering empathy, and for building a more inclusive world. It's an exciting, albeit hypothetical, prospect to consider. With great power comes great responsibility, and the ability to speak is no exception. Imagine sitting down for a conversation with your pet dog, or a wild deer, or even a farm cow. Picture this: a lazy Sunday afternoon, you and your pet cat lounging on the couch discussing the latest episode of your favorite show. Or perhaps a morning in the park, where instead of shooing away a mischievous squirrel, you share a light-hearted banter about its acorn stash. In this world where animals talk, our interactions wouldn't be limited to just our pets. Imagine a visit to the zoo where you could ask the giraffe what it feels like to have a neck that long, or the sloth if it ever gets bored moving so slow. Or a trip to the farm where you could inquire from the horse about its day or get the cow's opinion on the weather. And what about wildlife? A hike through the forest would never be the same. The deer could share tales of their forest escapades, or the owl could impart wisdom it has gathered over the years. The bird songs that we wake up to could turn into morning greetings, and the wolf's howl, instead of a haunting sound in the night, could become a soulful serenade, telling tales of life in the wilderness. But it's not all fun and games. There would be serious conversations too. Animals could finally voice their concerns, express their fears, share their joys. They could tell us about the impact of our actions on their lives, about deforestation, pollution, climate change. They could provide us with a fresh perspective, one that we've been missing all these years. These conversations would not just change our relationships with animals, but also our understanding of them. They would give us a chance to appreciate their intelligence, their emotions, their individuality. They would remind us that we're not the only inhabitants of this planet, and that every creature has a story to tell. A conversation with an animal could be as mundane or as insightful as one with another human. In a world where animals can talk, the future would be a realm of uncharted territories. Just imagine the untapped perspectives we could gain, the mysteries we could unravel. As we venture into this new era, we're not just looking at advancements in technology or science. We're talking about a profound shift in our understanding of the world, a deepening of empathy that transcends species. Imagine the breakthroughs in biological sciences, the revolution in animal welfare, the enrichment of our daily interactions. It's about reshaping the very fabric of our society, where every living being has a voice that can be heard, understood, and respected. It's about breaking down the age-old barriers between humans and animals and finding a new harmony in our shared existence. This is no small change we're talking about. This new reality could bring a plethora of challenges and opportunities. In this journey of imagination, we've explored a world where our pets and every other animal could talk. We've delved into the complex language of the wild, touched on the profound shift such a reality would bring to our relationships with animals, and pondered on the insightful, humorous, and perhaps even humbling conversations we might have. Imagine, just for a moment, that you could ask your dog about his day or get a horse's opinion on the latest fashion trends. We've also speculated how society might evolve if this were to become a reality, considering the potential advancements in science and the newfound empathy we might develop for our fellow creatures. But as we wrap up, remember, this is a realm of speculation, meant to stimulate critical and imaginative thought. So, let's hear from you. What do you think your pet would say? Share your thoughts in the comments.